And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, another day's in the books and another week's in the books for Nvidia stock and the stock market. And let me tell you, man, we had a nice green day today. So we have to break down the charts, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do in the stock market with Nvidia stock. But first, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe, follow along for more content, and join the free email stock newsletter. That is linked down below. Put your first name and your email address, and I send out my top stocks weekly again for free. Linked down below. Get in there. And with that being said, let's dive into it. So the market closed about 15 minutes ago, and we had a beautiful green day across the board. The S&P went up 1.8%. The Dow went up 1.5%. The Russell, same, 1.5%. And QQQ led the way up 1.85% as the VIX went down 8% on the day. Still very elevated, though. It's at 37 points, but still down 8% on the day. And we had silver up 4.5% and gold up around 2.5%. And Nvidia stock went up 3.1%. It's now trading at $110 per share, and it's been uptrending now for a couple of days. You guys can see here on this 5-day, 5-minute chart, we hit about $93 earlier this week, and we've had a couple of nice days in a row, especially on Wednesday, where the stock went from $95 pre-market Wednesday all the way to $115 after we got the 90-day tariff pause, which caused the entire stock market to go bananas, right? And the fact that we've held that a lot of that game since Wednesday is a good sign. That's a good sign overall for the bulls. And we got news that they're going to be able to continue selling the chips in China, right? Which is big, considering China. I mean, it's not a crazy amount of revenue, crazy part of the revenue from Nvidia, but I believe I was reading they've had about $15 to $16 billion total sales of these H20 chips in China from the big tech companies there, including Alibaba, ByteDance, Tencent, and that's just this year alone so far in 2025. They've done $15 to $16 billion of revenue. So the fact that they're able to still sell those chips, at least as of now, that is a very good sign overall for the company in the short term and the long term, especially. It's a good sign for the stock, right? And that's a big reason why we've been holding up here over the last couple of days. Obviously, the 90-day tariff pause sparked this rally, but we've held a lot of that gain, in my opinion, due to the fact now that we know they're still going to be able to sell these H20 chips in China, which again, ByteDance, Tencent, Alibaba, plus other companies, they're all customers of Nvidia, of those H20 chips. So that is vital. That is vital for the company, for the stock price in the short term. And on this 30-minute chart, you guys can see we're looking pretty good over the last couple of days. I mean, we're not obviously fully breaking out at this point yet, but we are noticing higher highs, higher lows being made. You can see we hit $83, another higher low at $92, another one at about $105. That was yesterday, right? So we're making these, we're seeing these little signs of a reversal. But we're not, like I said, fully breaking out yet. Let's not get too excited because as you pull the layers back, you realize, okay, on the 1-hour chart, we're still in this downtrending channel. On the 4-hour chart, you guys are seeing it as well. We're still downtrending, and now we're actually testing the 180 moving average and the top of this channel on the 4-hour time frame. So this is the moment of truth here, right? Heading into next week, this is going to be a big spot of resistance, right? We've gotten hit here time and time again over the last couple of months, and if we fail to break out again, well, the stock could be going lower. More deals could be around the corner. And you'll notice a lot of stocks, not just Nvidia, but a lot of stocks are trading near the top of the downtrend. If you pull up the longer time frames, a lot of stocks are trading under the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So this is a big spot, not just for Nvidia, but a lot of stocks out there. And I am noticing a bit of a cup and handle. You guys kind of see this cup and the handle starting to form on the 1-hour chart. So keep your eyes on that this upcoming week on the charts. And we also have a golden cross here on the 1-hour time frame. That's good for the bulls. And if this cup and handle starts to play out, we break out of 115. And let's say the overall stock market is nice and green next week. Who knows, man? We could be getting a reversal in the short term, which would be interesting. But keep in mind, we got to realize, guys, just because we had a green day today, just because the markets bounced back on Wednesday big time, doesn't mean it's all sunshine and rainbows. Doesn't mean that it's all, cupcakes and freaking pancakes at this point, man. We're still in a trade war. China, the U.S., they're still going at it. China just raised their tariffs to 125%. The U.S. has 145% tariffs on China. And is there a deal in sight? I don't know. Nobody knows at this point. So it's still very speculative. There's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. A lot of uncertainty out there. And God knows what's going to happen over the weekend, man. We have no idea. The stock market's closed over the weekend, but that doesn't mean the news stations are closed. It doesn't mean the trade war negotiations are stopping over the weekend. So we're going to get some more, details, whether it's good or bad news over the weekend, which will heavily influence not just Nvidia, but the entire stock market. So keep that in mind. And if we're going over here now, and first of all, before we go to the charts on the indexes, I'm looking to buy more Nvidia, but not quite yet. I want to see what we do here at this moving average at the top of this downtrending channel. Do we break out of it? If so, I might not buy more, but if we start getting rejected next week, we get more red, we start going low hundreds again, under $100, that's where I'm going to buy more. But we're not there yet. So I'm going to be patient. What are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. And by the way, run the likes up on this video. Run the likes up. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, as we're on the way to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of you for tuning in as always. Now let me show you these indexes quickly, which are in a very similar predicament to Nvidia, right? So we've got a nice rally off the lows. We're not breaking out on SPY or QQQ or any of these indexes for that matter. And we're at a point where we're now testing the legitimacy of this downtrend, right? We're testing the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart on SPY, on QQQ, and it's the moment of truth. Next week, it's coming for the charts at least, right? Do we break out, or do we get more downside? Do we get rejected at this moving average? Which, honestly, man, I just don't see how we're going to fully break out yet, just given the overall landscape we're in, the bearish sentiment. I just don't see it. Maybe we do break out in the short term, get an extended rally here, which would be nice. But I don't know. I'm just not convinced yet until we get some sort of deal between the U.S. and China. I saw that the U.S. and India were negotiating, coming to terms on some kind of deal. I was reading that earlier. I don't know how legit that is or what, but, we need to get more deals. Forget negotiations. We have to come to deals, which, April 2nd was not even a week and a half ago at this point. So we still have probably some time to go before we get negotiations, or forget negotiations. We're getting those now. Before we get deals, that is what's going to move the stock market big time, especially a deal between the U.S. and China, which I have no idea when that's going to happen. So in the meantime, guys, I'm just sitting on my hands. Like I said, I've done a lot of buying, not just in Nvidia stock, but in other stocks, indexes as well. I've been doing a lot of buying when, we were dumping a couple of days ago at the end of last week as well. And now we've seen a big rally off the lows. I'm going to just sit on my hands now, see what we do, see what happens over the weekend, see what we do early next week, and then I'll reevaluate. And of course, we'll do a lot more content here, so make sure to subscribe, guys. Run the likes up and join that email list. It's free. I send out my top stocks in a stock newsletter, quick little write-up every single week. It's linked down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.